What up? What up? What up? It's your man, Mr. Controversy. Did you miss me? Yes, I am back inside the 3-point conversion sports lounge. Man, I might seem happy, y'all, but I'm happy for a lot of reasons, y'all. You know I'm a Bears fan, But anyway, I'm glad to be back, man. I know we missed last week, and last week I had to travel to Miami to cover the Falcons Dolphins game. And I pray that everybody who had family or who had an encounter with Hurricane Debbie. I mean, I pray everything is all right and they're cool. I actually had to drive down. I was supposed to drive down Monday, but because of the hurricane, all of a sudden I had to wait till Wednesday and just end up covering the game. But either or, y'all, I am back, man. Hope everybody is doing well. I'm good right now. Like I said, I'm doing good. I'm excited. A lot of things going on. Football is back. I had to smile because football is back. Been a minute, man. So I'm glad football is back. Got a lot to talk about. We just finished the Olympics, so we definitely have to talk about that, of everything that happened. It was an eventful Olympics too. So got to get into that. Also, like I talked about earlier, football is back. Got to talk about preseason week 1, everything that stood out, the rookie quarterbacks, any rookies that stood out, or just teams for that matter, whether good or bad. Still got training camp news. We got to get into that. And I got to give a couple of stoppers. Well, I'm going to give a stopper to, I'm going to just give you a hint. It's to an Olympian. The person won a medal as well. 2 medals, but I got to give that person a stop it. So I'm give them a stop it. But also, man, I'm going to talk about what's on my mind. Then we got to talk about the injuries, man. Like, that's one thing you do hate about training camp, preseason, and all that. And the funny thing is, most of these injuries are not happening during preseason. But we had a couple that happened during preseason, a couple that happened during training camp. So it's just, just hate that time of the year, man. I hate it. But either or, we got to deal with it, So it's inevitable. But also, we got to talk baseball, man. Baseball is heating up. Getting to that point, man. Playoffs starting. Everybody's making this playoff push. The Braves, or should I just say the Phillies? I don't know what's going on with the Phillies. But anyway, like I said, we got a lot to talk about, man. So let your family and friends know they can listen to the show, watch the show live on the 3-Point Conversion Facebook page, also on the 3-Point Conversion YouTube channel as well. And we're going to get it going on the 3-Point Conversion .com, the website. So let's get it. So first off, I want to talk about this injury to JJ McCarthy. And I don't know if you all know, he tore his meniscus. So we didn't know that. I guess when the injury first came out, it was like he might miss. He might be able to come back before the season. He might miss a game or 2. Then it came, okay, he can miss 4 weeks. Then it was 4 weeks to 4 months. Then all of a sudden, I come back from a training camp and I see a headline that he's going to miss the regular season, the entire year. He had knee surgery to repair that meniscus, and man, and I mean, he had a good start too. We saw the bomb he threw. I think it was to Addison, I believe. He looked like he was poised, And the funny thing about JJ, I will say this. I can say this now. A lot of people, everybody said he's horrible. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, nah, this dude is not a first round pick. I don't call players garbage anymore, at least online, but he almost got the garbage watch. But I didn't call him garbage, but I'm like, I can't see this guy being a starter in the NFL. I can't see him being a first round pick. None of that. But I will say that when you think about, because in high school he was ranked like, I think he was like a top 3 player, and he had all of these accolades, and everybody saying he was going to be the man, and he had all the skill set, the best quarterback coming out, going into college that year, coming out, of high school. But then he gets to Michigan, but it's not his fault. He goes to Michigan. I mean, he chose Michigan, but he goes to Michigan, and you playing on a hardball, and you know how hardball does. Hardball, we're gonna pound the ball, play defense. That's it. We don't care about scoring points. We just want to win the game. We don't care about being flashy or making big splash plays on offense. On defense, they do, but unless it's a run, we don't. They probably don't even care about splash plays on runs. As long as we pounding the ball, getting first downs, taking time off the clock, scoring, then we play defense. That's hardball football. And so he goes there. Now he finally leads them to a national championship, but you don't get to see JJ McCarthy be this guy that everybody talked about coming out of high school. And then all of a sudden, he's talking about he's coming into the NFL. Now he's getting all of this buzz. He might be the best quarterback, that played this coming out the draft.
Stop it.
Yeah, he
Stop it.
He definitely got a couple of stoppage. Well, not him, but everybody else who was saying that. But I will say, I mean, the kid can play. He can play. And I think, I was kind of getting not excited. I mean, kind of getting excited because he played for Minnesota Vikings. I know they're not going to, I can't see him taking them to the playoffs or anything. But either way, still, I was kind of getting excited. I wanted to see what he did or would do with Addison and then JJ, Justin Jefferson. But like I said, unfortunately, crazy. We'll ask Dr. Fowler what happened or why, how did this all of a sudden change? But he's not going to be playing in 2024. So that's sad, man. I hate to see that. Moving on. So the WNBA announced today that the WNBA All-Star for 2025 will be in Indy. Good move. I mean, honestly, I don't think it mattered where they would have gone just because of the star power. Of course, Caitlin, but now Angel Reese has the star power. You'll probably have Juju won't be there. Juju gotta wait. But you'll have what's my girl's name? I can't think of my girl's name. Golly, she's gonna be the first pick. God, I can't think of her name. But either or, you're gonna have a lot of great players, plus your regular all-stars. So I think that no matter where they went, they was gonna sell out. It was gonna be big, just like it was this year. But the simple fact that they said, you know what, we're going to go ahead and bring it to Indy where Caitlin plays. Because now in Indy, I will say Indy is basketball. I mean, almost basketball haven. That's where you think of basketball. That's basketball city, basketball town, wherever you want. That's basketball. So, or the state is basketball. So it makes sense for that also. But still, we all know this has something to do with Caitlin. And honestly, I'm not tripping about it. I mean, the NBA All-Star was a big success in Indianapolis this year. So why not bring the WNBA there as well? So I mean, they have countless Final Fours there. So I think it's a great move. I think it's a great move, and it makes sense. And I think they'll benefit from it by far. So it's just that every time Caitlin touches the ball, everybody's going crazy because it's going to be full of Indiana fans, and so that's what it's gonna be. But like I said, I think it's dope that they came up with that. I think it's good. Let me see. We got somebody. So Mr. Navarro Dixon said Williams would be great WB for DA. I don't know. Can you elaborate when you say? Are you talking about Caleb? If you are, yeah, he will be. That's my guy. I'm rooting for Caleb. But yeah, man. So we're gonna see what happens with the WNBA. I think that's gonna be good. And then last but not least, with the quick hits, Baltimore Ravens tight end Mark Andrews avoids injury after getting into a car accident today. Ah, man, that was close. I don't know what happened. I still hadn't read like how the accident was. I don't know if it was like a little fender bender or was it an accident. No matter what it was, just the simple fact that he's good and no apparent injuries. That's man. So that means either he's gonna have a big year, or Mark, you better have a big year. Your life was spared, no injuries or anything. But again, I don't know what the accident was or how it happened, but I'm just glad he's safe and no injuries. And like I said, that's good to hear. Okay, Navarro says Caleb. Oh yeah, USC product. Yeah, and you know what, Navarro, I'm going to touch on that later on, but I will say this with Caleb. And I've been saying this. You knew he was going to be good just because, or he's going to be good just because of he's coming from Lincoln Riley tree. Every quarterback that's been with Lincoln Riley is in the NFL is either good or better than good. And then I don't think nobody has a skill set that this man has. I mean, Kyler might come close, but yeah, I don't think there's nobody has a skill set that this man had as far as with Lincoln Riley. So I'm with you, man. I'm definitely with you, man. So but look, you know what? We're gonna get into that, bro. We might as well move into it. You started it. So let's talk about preseason. Let's talk about Caleb. Start off with Caleb. Like I said, I'm very happy. I should have worn my Bears hat, but I got the shot town hat. But he looked good. He looked poised. So, of course, everybody talks about that particular play that he threw to Komet, and we're going to get to that. I'm going to talk about that. But the one throw to me, his first completion that I thought was like, I think it was his first completion, was the one to DJ. And this is when he stood in the pocket, went through his progressions. He looked at Keenan, I believe it was Keenan. Then it was maybe Komet. And then he went to DJ. And I think DJ ran like maybe a dig or a curl route. Now, the thing is, DJ was his third option. Not only did he go through his progressions, but his pocket presence, like that was an NFL quarterback play. It wasn't nothing as far as athleticism. It wasn't his skill set. I mean, he drilled the ball there, but it wasn't like all of his skill set. It was just an NFL quarterback play. You don't see rookies make an NFL quarterback play. Yeah, we saw a rookie. Like I said, I mentioned when McCarthy got the touchdown pass, the long touchdown pass. We saw Jaden Daniels throw a nice play, nice bomb. So we you see that, and that's great, and nothing wrong with that. That's very good. But what I want to see with my quarterback, especially if my quarterback's young, for any quarterback for that matter, but a young rookie, I want to see pocket presence and going through your progressions, not panicking. And when he did that and got the first down, like I said, survey, he went boom, boom, boom. That's when he threw it to DJ and threw it to DJ to a spot where it was three defenders there, only a spot where DJ could catch it. And he threw a bullet to him, first down. So, like I said, that to me right there off the gate was like, okay, we got a quarterback. Yeah, we got a quarterback. But somebody want to come join me, man. I'm gonna bring this guy in. He want to join me so bad. He's in the car. Let me bring this guy in. What up, Mace?
Man, high school football back in the building, baby. In the whip,
yeah, of course.
heading home.
You good?
Yeah, hold on. Huh?
So look, I'm talking about, we're talking preseason now, and I want to I was talking about Caleb, and I was talking about the throw Caleb did. The first throw where he went through his progression, stood in the pocket, went through his progressions, boom, 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 then hit DJ with the NFL quarterback play, NFL quarterback throw.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was saying that, yeah, we saw JJ McCarthy, we saw him throw that deep pass. We saw well, I guess they should probably come back, but again, we saw everybody else have, all the rookies pretty much played well. But like I said, that throw right there was good. But then the next throw he made where he threw the screenplay. Now, that's not a typical quarterback play, excuse me. But at the same time, this is your Mahomes play. This is what we've seen Mahomes do. We've seen Brett Favre do things like this. We've seen Aaron Rodgers do things like that. I hate that I just said two ex-Packers. But we've seen these type of plays from these type of quarterbacks. And then you see him do something like that. He flipped it kind of like no look in a sense. Crazy. And then, of course, sick pass to Komet. I can name only 3 other quarterbacks that could do that. Maybe Josh Allen. I don't know. Maybe. But the play where he rolled right, went out the pocket, and he was going right towards the sidelines and threw that mug and hit Komet straight on like with a dart. What up, Dwayne? And like I said, that throw was sick. It was like it showed to me. It showed. Shout out Navarro. Okay, I see you. It showed his whole skill set. That showed the skill set right there because it showed his athleticism. First, it showed his awareness of getting out the pocket. His athleticism, where he was able to contort his body like that, but then throw a bullet on the money. Like, what was it, like 20 yards in the air, 25 yards in the air? Come on, man. Stop it. Mahomes, Brett Favre, and Rodgers. Them the only 3. Maybe Josh Allen. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe Josh Allen, because Josh Allen got a cannon and he's athletic. But John Elway, I can't see him doing it because he's not athletic enough. John Elway had a cannon, but I don't think he was athletic enough to do that. So, like I said, it was remarkable. So, like I said, I'm proud. I'm proud of how he looked. He did good. Jaden Daniels, I didn't get to watch the game. I was on the way back from Miami. I saw some highlights, but he looked good. He looked poised. And I think that's the key. First of all, let me get to Atlanta because I covered the Falcons. Michael Penix, he looked poised as well. I thought the fact that you're right, he can't look scary, very scary. But I thought the fact that Michael Penix come in, he might not have the most pressure because they know that Kirk Cousins is going to start. But still, to come in with everything, all the talk that they shouldn't have picked him and Falcons is tripping and all of that. No, I never said Caleb Williams was overrated. I never said that. You never heard me say that, Juan. Never. I've never said he was overrated. So, no. You're getting me mixed up with somebody else. Even when I ain't one of them, I didn't say he was overrated. I said let's keep Justin, but I never said Caleb was overrated. I've been saying he was that dude even when he was still in college. Nah. But anyway, going back to Penix, to see Penix, deal with all of that and then come out there and do what he did, and he played calm. He threw the ball. He played too much, cuz. Shout out to my cousin Juan there. What up, Juan? But he looked good. Penix looked good, So like I said, all these quarterbacks look good. And I'll say this. Caleb said this and Penix said it. Penix said it Friday night. Caleb kind of alluded to it Saturday night or Saturday after his game. They said, when you look at, it was like, I guess they were asked about, I might have asked them, but they were asked about playing in the preseason and playing in an NFL game. Were you nervous? How nervous were you? Whatever. both of them basically said, "Nah, honestly, it's easier." And at first, when I first heard Penny say, I'm like, "Dang, is he being cocky?" Then he said, "It's easier because when you're playing against your you practice against your own teammates. They see every, you're seeing them every day, so they know what you're going to do. They know what offense you're going to run, what play you're going to run. They know your tendencies. So it's harder to go against your teammates because they know your tendencies. They seen this play before, But he was like, they were like, both of them were like, but when you're playing against another opponent, they don't know what you got. They haven't seen what you've done so far, especially being a rookie. So it's easier to do and easier to play against, which makes sense. And I think maybe that's why, and maybe if all of the quarterbacks had this approach, maybe this is why they all look good, because all of them look good. Justin Fields, everybody want to get on Justin Fields. He had 2 snap fumbles, whatever, 2 fumbles. Everybody, people were saying, see, he's not good. He fumbled 2 snaps and all of that. First of all, he didn't even do that in Chicago. But when he did it, when it happened, everybody jumped on him, people making videos and everything like that. But I think more so it was the center, because the center came and took full blame, said it was my fault. Matter of fact, Tomlin took him out. So Tomlin said, nah, bro, you got to get out and replace him. So I don't know. I don't think that was him. Navarro says he would quit on you when things are not going well. All the games they lost the last couple of years, even when he won. Are you speaking? Are you talking about Penix? If you're talking about Penix, it's hard to say when the Joker almost won a national championship. I don't know. I don't know about that. But I don't know if he's talking about Penix or not. But yeah, but going back to Field, so he was, I think, 5 of 6, but still like little rocky. I mean, it's okay. First game of preseason. None of the wide receivers did anything. Leggett didn't do it. Xavier Leggett didn't do anything. Rome, he didn't do anything. My man and Malik Neighbors, he didn't do anything. So, he's talking about Heisman Caleb. I don't know about that, dog. I know you from USC. I know you from out there, but I ain't never seen Caleb quit. I think the team was sorry. I mean, but I've never seen Caleb quit. That's one thing he's not known for is quitting. I don't know about that, Navarro. I don't know about that, dog. I gotta see. I gotta go back and look at the tape, but I don't know about that. But still going back to the wide receivers, and none of them did anything, so it was cool, But like I said, it was good to see football. It was we had a couple of bad injuries, but it was good for football to be back, man. My question is, I want to know, do y'all watch the whole game or don't y'all? So I will say this. So like I said, usually, especially for the Chicago Bears, I'm watching the whole game. That's my team. I'm going to make sure I watch the game. I'm watching it, the whole game, because I want to analyze. I want to see what's going on. And then for other games, I like watching the game because I like to see players compete. It's cool. I like to see them compete for their job. So I'm going to watch the entire game. But I covered that Atlanta Falcons game. And I guess it's different when you're in person, because I'm not going to lie. That second quarter on, oof, what are you talking about? It was hard to watch. Man, like that game took 5 hours. And then they did have a couple of injuries that took longer, but it was, man. But again, that's me. But I want to know, are y'all that type? Do y'all watch the whole game, or is it, let me just watch the starters, then I'm out? But I'm typically that guy that likes to watch. I like to watch. So that's where I am. I'm gonna take your word for it, because like you said, that's your boy. So if you say it, you say it. I mean, hey, that's your boy. It's not like you being biased. So, all right, I'm gonna take your word for it. But again, man, like I said, it was cool watching preseason. And I didn't see no teams that look. Even Bo Nix looked good. I mean, he struggled at first, but Bo Nix came back and he settled down and he looked good. So, like I said, it was good for the quarterbacks. Does this mean it's going to be one of the top quarterback classes ever? I don't know. It could be. I mean, this is a deep quarterback class. You got four quarterbacks at least. I think 5 went in the first round, right? You had Jaden, Caleb, JJ, Drake May, Penix. I think did Bo go in the first round? I think Bo went in the first round. So 6. Wow. So we'll see. Like I said. So but yeah, it was good to see preseason football, man. I'm glad it's back, man. Can't wait to see what happens next week when the players get more playing time. So good to see. So look, y'all, we're going to take a quick break and we're going to be back to talk. We're going to talk about the Olympics. All right. We'll be right back.
Yo, what up? This is Tyrese Maxson. You're listening to 3 Point Conversion.
All right, we are back inside the 3 Point Conversion Sports Lounge, and the Olympics this year. You know what? It's sad because I didn't really get to watch it like I normally do. Usually when I watch, when the Olympics are on, I'm front and center. I have it running, but again, thank God, where companies growing. Like I said, we got in. Shout out to Cortland Griffin, one of the reporters for the 3 Point Conversion. Cortland is covering the Tennessee Titans now for the 3 Point Conversion. I'm in Flowery Branch covering the Atlanta Falcons. So I didn't get to see a lot of the Olympics, at least live. I had to go back and watch it. But it was quite interesting because I don't know if this makes sense. I mean, USA always have a lot of star power, but I don't know. It just seemed like this year was different. I mean, you had Simone Biles at this stage, star power, right? You had, of course, the women's basketball team. You had the men's national basketball team. And even when you look at the Redeem team, the Redeem team, you had so many great players, but they were like going into their prime versus this was almost kind of like the dream team. When I say that, I mean, as far as you have those players, these players are like late in their careers, well in their careers. So you had, with Steph, LeBron, Embiid is well into his career. Who else? Kevin Durant. You had these big names that they've been playing for a while. And it was a nice mixture too. You had some younger fellas as well, but still you had that star power. Of course, the WNBA with Diana Taurasi. I mean, not WNBA, but the women's basketball team with Diana Taurasi. You had the point guard, You had all these players, and it was like I said, you had a lot of folks that a lot of big names this year in the Olympics. So Noah Lyles, you had what's my girl name? What's the other lady name? You had Shakari, you had I can't think of the other lady name who won, start with W, but you had, like I said, a lot of big names. So it was a lot of drama. A lot of people didn't do what they were supposed to do. Right? We expected Shakari to win gold. And let me get on this, man. Yes, Shakari didn't win gold. She got silver. But why all of the slander? Why was it? See, that's what she get. First of all, Shakari hadn't done anything that was controversy since what, 3 or 4 years ago? Like, let it go. Like two years ago at least. Let it go. You know what I'm saying? Why y'all messing with this young queen because she didn't get gold. She got silver. She got silver. Yes, she was supposed to get gold. She didn't get it, but she got silver. It was her first Olympics. You know, so and I'm talking about the 100 race. So like, yo, let's chill. Noah Lyles, he got to go in the 100, which was a shock. Nobody didn't think Noah was going to get it. But in the 200, this is where he excelled and he didn't get it. And it didn't look right because you knew something was wrong because he kept like, you know, he didn't win the races when he was qualifying. He was coming in second, but still, which you don't have to win as long as you qualify. But just, you would think he would qualify because everybody else, they were winning the races. I think Noah was winning 100 like semis and the all of that. So, you know, it's, you know what I'm saying? It was sort of, you knew something wasn't right, or it just didn't look right. It just didn't. Yeah, Shakari is that girl. But then when he runs the 200, he didn't win. He gets the bronze. Now, they say he had COVID. If he had COVID, why in the world, if you have COVID, are you racing? Because he came back and said, yeah, I had COVID. And they were saying like he wanted to give his all. He knew he had COVID, but he still wanted to race. Bruh, if I come back with COVID and I was, I'm suing. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to go off. Like, if that's true, I mean, and I don't wish nothing bad for the man, but I don't see how he didn't get reprimanded or they didn't get in trouble for that. Hey, bro, how you gonna get COVID and still win a race? Yes, I know it's different these days in a certain way. I don't know. Still, you got COVID. First of all, if you sneezing and you don't have COVID, you coughing, and I'm already like, bro, you need to go back to your room or something. Like, you don't need a race. But you got COVID and you still race? I mean, I get it. This is your chance to get 2 gold medals. First of all, who leaked that out? Who said that? That was dumb. I don't know. Like I said, it would have been a wrap for me. We would have been fighting if I was. Because let's be real. Because grandma called me. Grandma is about to do another grandma. Grandma's about to call me on that when this joker pulled a Paul Pierce. And I thought he was faking it first. It was like, nah, dog. I ain't gonna lie. I felt bad because I was like, nah, dog, you can't. Nah, dog, you lost. You can't do that. Nah, we're not gonna do that. Because you know he was dramatic. He kneeled down. He kept kneeling. He stayed down. Then this joker got on all fours like he was crawling. Then he was on his back. Then them jokers got the wheelchairs. Like, come on, dog. You putting it on. But they say yes, not Navarro. They say that he had COVID, you know, which again, I don't see why he was doing that, but I ain't gonna lie, I still think that joke was putting on though. That joke, come on, dog. Can't run like that, and then all of a sudden you get bronze. You get bronze, and then all of a sudden you wanna. It just don't look right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hope he gets well. I do. I hope he gets well. Navarro says, brother got heart. I had it. No joke. I stay in the gym that week. Nothing barely happened. I guess I've been there too, dog. I had COVID before. When I had that mug 3 times. Man. Shoot, I fainted. I had it. I caught it Super Bowl and fainted. So I know what it's like. But he shouldn't be racing. I don't care what type of art. You can't do that. You can't infect others. Like, that's not cool. You know what I'm saying? But I get why he wanted to, because you have a chance to win 2 gold medals. Like, I get it. But I'm just saying, if you got COVID or whatever you got, I'm pulling a Kobe Bryant. Y'all not about to carry me off this track. I'm about to walk it off. Move. I'm gonna try my best to walk it off, but I don't know the wheelchair and all that. I don't know, dog. That just maybe I'm insensitive. I don't know, but I'm just being real. I just got to tell the truth, man. It's shame the devil. That was crazy. The other funny part with track and field, I don't know the brother's name. I forgot the brother's name. The dude that had, he couldn't breathe, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know. It just didn't look right. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying. I'm just saying, But the brother, who was the brother that was running, and the way he was doing, he was looking like this, like he had his face, like this look on his face, like he was crazy, and ended up winning. Came back and ended up winning the gold. That was funny. And it was cool to see him race, though. It was cool to see him do that, but I didn't think he was winning. But that was dope. Like I said, it was a lot of dope things that happened, man. Disappointing in the USA women's, the 3-on-3, well, both women and men, because the men didn't even qualify. At least women got bronze, but still, like, yeah, I'm disappointed in that. I think they should have done better than that. But like I said, it was a lot of other stuff, man. Like, believe it or not, what I enjoyed the most that normally I don't enjoy, I don't really watch, but I was watching like a hawk, was the 1500. That race, like, I don't know why that was interesting to me. The ones when it was then the one they was running 1500 and they had to jump over the hurdle and jump into some water and all that. That was interesting to me. I don't know why that piqued my interest though. I don't know, but some reason it did. Of course, volleyball. Hate that. I don't think the women won. Yeah, they lost to Brazil. But love to watch volleyball. So it was, like I said, it was a great Olympics, very entertaining. Thought it was cool. Thought it was dope. It was some good stuff, man. The 4x4, a lot of drama with dropping the baton and the men, and it was just a lot of drama. Old girl from the Netherlands, that was dope to see her come back, and the lady from USA, she thought she had it. And the lady from Netherlands come in, that let you know that's a story in itself. Like you don't quit. You know what I'm saying? You never quit. Don't quit. That was dope to see her do that and catch him. That was dope. I don't care if she is from the Netherlands. That was dope to me. So that was some good stuff, man. But like I said, I thoroughly enjoyed the Olympics. I thought it was cool, man. I thought it was. I'm glad we finally got to, USA. I think the last Olympics, I think China, I believe China had us as far as gold medals, maybe even all the medals, but see the Olympics come back and take that. Oh, we talked about it, me and Mace, but still, last thing, and I'll get off the Olympics. That table tennis is no joke. That table tennis. So if y'all watching, Navarro, you watching, whoever else watching, what do y'all think is the hardest event? What is the hardest event in the Olympics? Like, you just like, there's no way. Like, this is the hardest event. I think it's that table tennis. Or running that was the 100,000 meter or whatever it is they running that marathon they run. But that table tennis though is like, that's crazy. That's crazy. I the way they be going back and forth like that is ridiculous. But that's what I say is a table tennis. So all right, y'all, we're gonna take another break. Wait. We're gonna take another break and we will be right back.
Hey, this is Earl Campbell.
Hey, it's Chuck the Iceman Liddell.
This is Emmett Smith, and you're listening to 3 Point Conversion.
Of course, gymnastics. Navarro says gymnastics, definitely. Yeah. I mean, that goes without saying. That don't count. Besides gymnastics. Yeah, that don't count. Anytime you could just run and do 15 flips in the air and come back down and do another flip 2 more times. That's crazy. Yeah. Of course, that wins, of course. But I'm saying, I'll say besides gymnastics, because that's definitely the hardest event by far. All right, y'all. So what's on my mind? What is on Mr. Controversy's mind? What it just makes me okay. So all right. We're gonna talk fandom here. We're gonna speak fandom. So you see, it was a lot of talk first of all with the USA Dream Team. Everybody was, you know what, y'all? We're gonna take it back. Let me get in as I talk about this. We're gonna take it back when I used to be on the radio, how we used to do on the radio. So what we got? Here we go. So we're gonna talk, like I said, fandom. So with the, they talk about the Dream Team, and so if you're a fan of LeBron's, you pretty much hate the Dream Team, right? Don't know why, and then if you're supposed to be a fan of Jordan, I'm gonna say that because I'm from Chicago. I'm a Jordan. I don't do that. We don't have to do that. If you know what it is, you don't have to talk about another man because you feel threatened or whatever it is. You don't do that. So I'm gonna say it like this: if you are a fan of LeBron, fan of Jordans, or you used to call yourself a Jordan fan, then you hating on whatever you want to call this team. Don't make any sense, right? Let it go. But now you see it's bickering between Steph Curry fans and LeBron James fans. Like, what? Both of them played well. LeBron was balling. Curry woke up late in the tournament or, during the Olympics. Let it go. Like, why does it have to be that? Why do you have to, in order to big your guy up or your athlete, your favorite athlete up, you have to down someone else? I don't get it. Like, I knew it was a problem when you started talking about Curry, and it was Curry and LeBron fans. Like, come on now, that doesn't make sense. Like, what? Same with the women. You know how it is with the women. The women, you have, a lot of Caitlin Clark fans hating on the women. Yeah. Now, USA women dominating. They beating their teams, right? Going undefeated. We know they're going to win. But still, Caitlin Clark fans are hating on this USA women's national basketball team. Like, for what? Why? Caitlin's a rookie. She don't get a chance. They've been practicing and picking for this team before Caitlin came in the league. Let it go. It's cool. Yeah, I don't even think she would have fit on this team. I don't know if she would have been ready. She's a rookie. Come on, y'all, chill. Like, what's the purpose? I don't get it. For instance, because I'm trying to think. That's like, okay, so I'm DJ Moore fan, right? Chicago, I root for DJ Moore. I'm not about to down Jamar Chase just because I got DJ Moore on my team and I feel threatened that Chase is better than DJ. No, I'm not doing that. I don't have to do that. Like, I don't feel the need to pick on somebody else just to prove that my guy's better. You know what that means in all actuality? In all actuality, that means that you don't think your favorite player is better than this guy. And in order for your favorite player to be better than him, you have to down this athlete. So him or her, whoever it is. That's what it means. You know, now it's a difference. Now I'm not gonna lie. I hate the Packers. And because every time with the Packers, what up, Vince? Yo, every time with the Packers, Brett Favre was always winning. Yeah, I hate it. But I never down like, oh, he's not good. I never said Aaron Rodgers is not good. No, I just hate it. Watching him, I hated him as a player. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never got to the point where he's not good and making stuff up. Well, he was too good. I didn't like him. But that don't mean I have to down Aaron Rodgers or another player because I feel like my favorite player is not better than them, or there's a chance that this other player might be better. Get that. You know, so I just think at this point we've done it so long, it's enough. Everybody did it with LeBron. I mean, well, Jordan and LeBron, it's enough. Let it go. Let it go. I say right now, you better enjoy it because you are going to get old and you're going to tell your nephews or your sons or whoever, your daughters, whoever, that you watch LeBron James play. But it's going to be too late for you to really enjoy what LeBron did because you're too busy hating on him. Now, you could talk to what he did. You know, you could talk to what he did and you could talk about what, you know, as far as how he killed your team, but you won't be able to enjoy it. And I didn't like LeBron either, but not necessarily because I'm a Jordan fan. I hated LeBron because every time, not hate it, but you know what I mean. I don't like LeBron because they was always a threat to Chicago Bulls. Derrick Rose them. Whether he was in Miami, Cleveland, both times, he was a threat. But after a while, I had to let it go, man, you know, and I'm glad because now I'm able to enjoy what he does and I'm able to appreciate what he does and what he did. Same with Aaron Rodgers. Thank God Aaron Rodgers is not with the Packers anymore because now I can kind of appreciate him. Or Devontae Adams. I can say this now. Devontae Adams is my favorite wide receiver in the league. But when he was with the Packers, I couldn't really enjoy it because he was the Packers. He was a Packer. I mean, I hated the Packers. But I'm able to enjoy it. Like, now I'm able to appreciate it. Where I couldn't even appreciate Aaron Rodgers because he was that good. I hate it. I can stand Aaron Rodgers. I didn't let some of that go. 80% of it, I didn't let go. I don't trip out it no more. So, but it wasn't because I think he's better than my favorite player or nah, that's a weak way to look at things. That's all I say. It's just a weak and corny way to look at things, man. So I say, again, let that go. It'll be all right. Don't trip. You know what I'm saying? Just enjoy it, man. Just LeBron James is the funny thing is LeBron James is hold on. Navarre says women lost to the W All-Stars by 20 plus. Yeah, they did. Right, they did. But I mean, still, it was one game. And I mean, they did though. But LeBron James played with Steph Curry. Why are y'all two going at it? Why are these fans going at it when they play on the same team? They play for the same team and win a gold. I don't know. gets under my skin. Like I said, I don't think that has no room for sports as far as, you know, you love your player, your guy that much where you got to argue against his teammate, or he want this or he this, my guy, and talk about them. Oh, that's whack to me. Like I said, that's whack. It's soft. Yeah, it's crazy. But either or. Also, let me say this too. With, you know, you talk about the fans and what you don't like and the players and all of that. So if you're a player, if you're a fan, you know, you fan of, like, you got LeBron fans. I'm not gonna question it. I know it can happen, but if you're a fan of LeBron and he's not on your team, but you just follow him to teams, I know what happened, but I don't like that. I mean, I get it, but I don't like that. Yes, when Jordan went to the Washington Wizards, I mean, I rooted for, that's Jordan though, you know. But I'm talking about, you got people that are fans of players and not teams. I don't know. I'm not from that era. I still root for the Bulls. I rooted for the Bulls when we sucked. You know, even though Gar Farmer messed up the team, but I rooted for the team. You know, for the Bears. Like, I mean, Russell Wilson is my favorite quarterback. You know, he's my favorite quarterback in the league. I love Russell Wilson. But I root for him, but it's not like, yo, Seattle my team. No. The Bears are my team. I'm not rooting for every team he goes with, and that's my team. No, You definitely can't do it in football. Basketball, I'm gonna give you some leeway, but nah, you can't do it in football. You know, but now if you come from a city where you don't have a team, okay, but still, you gotta have a team, man. You gotta have a team. That's all I'm saying. All right, I'm gonna leave it alone. I digress. All right, y'all. So look, it is. We're gonna chill with this music, and we're gonna jump into already though. You already know what it is. It's time for the most infamous, the most famous Stop It segment. Let's get it. So, y'all, I got one Stop It. I talked about this guy before. I talked about him already tonight. My Stop It goes to Noah Lyles. You're like, why are you picking on this guy? I'm not picking on this guy, but he was my Stop It. You know what? He's my Stop It. Why he gets to Stop It? Because I know this is June 19th, June 27th, I think, something like that. But he's still gonna get it. So y'all been following. If y'all don't know, Adidas invited Noah Lyles to come to Anthony Edwards' event because he was showcasing his new Adidas shoe. Or they was showcasing him as far as Adidas. This is what Noah Lyles said. He said, "You want to invite me to an event for a man who has not even been to an NBA Finals in the sport that you don't even care about, and you're giving him a shoe?" Stop it. Stop it. So he already came out when he talked about, when he talked about the NBA, when he was saying, I don't know how y'all call them world champs and they hadn't beat anybody from the world. You know, I get that. But I understand what he's trying to say, and I try to hear what he said. I try to give him a pass. I'm like, all right, I'm not going, whatever. But it sounded like he was hating. And now all of a sudden, you're going to come and say, you're going to come out and say, you're going to invite me to an event where this man has not even won an NBA Finals and Like, come on, Noah, stop that. Why are you acting like that? Now, he did say, no disrespect, the man is an amazing athlete. He is having a heck of a year. I love that they saw the insight to give him a shoe because they saw that he was going to be big. All I'm asking is, how could you not see that from me? So basically, he was hating. That's what he was doing. He was definitely hating. So again, hey y'all, like, come on, Noah, let it go. Stop hating. So now, not even you hating on Anthony Edwards. I think you got something against NBA players or the NBA for that matter. And then you hear what I think it was Kevin Durant that came out and said, Durant was gonna say something after they won. He said, "Okay, now Noah, you got to say now." So, I mean, I just think Noah don't like the NBA. That's what I think. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you say something about Anthony Edwards? This is one of the most likable guys in the NBA. Not the most likable guy in the NBA. Next, he's going to say something about Steph Curry. I don't know. All right, y'all. But that's my stoppage. So, look, we're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back.
Have a sports injury? Need to see an orthopedic doctor? Ortho Atlanta is one of Metro Atlanta's largest orthopedic and sports medicine practices, providing orthopedic and sports medicine care for the whole family. With 37 physicians and 14 offices, the practice provides the highest level of care for injury of muscles, joints, bones, and spine. Ortho Atlanta offers convenient access to a full range of musculoskeletal surgeons and specialists. Ortho Atlanta also offers on-site physical therapy, pain management care, MRI imaging, and workers' compensation care. The Ortho Atlanta surgery centers in Austell and Fayetteville provide cost-effective, same-day surgical procedures in an accredited outpatient center. Hip, knee, shoulder, back pain? Ortho Atlanta has you covered with specialists in all areas. Same-day appointments, orthopedic care for the whole family. Ortho Atlanta, Atlanta's choice for orthopedic and sports medicine care. Learn more at www.orthoatlanta.com.
My name is George Iceman Gervin.
This is Dylan Brooks. What's up? This is Vince Carter. You're listening to the 3-Point Conversion. Check it out.
All right, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge, and we have family in the building. We have none other than our cousin, orthopedic for Ortho Atlanta, Dr. Donnie Fowler III. What's going on, Doc?
What's up? How's it going, Mr. Controversy?
I'm good, man. You see, Maceo ditched me again. No, I'm just kidding. No, Maceo had a high school football game he had to do. So he might come on later on, but either or.
Hey, just go easy on my boy Noah. He's a good dude. He's good people. So
he is, but why does he gotta hate? That's all I'm saying.
I don't think he's hate. I think it's all an act. It's sprinting. They're almost like the wide receivers of football. They talk a lot. You got to have that swag. You got to have that mental game. And honestly, in track and field, you're only on the stage really and have that podium really once every 4 years because people don't pay attention to track in between the Olympic years, no matter how great you are. I mean, how much are people talking about even back with Usain Bolt outside of like really when it's like the Olympic year? So it's just one of those things. I think, he talks a lot and humbleness would probably befit him a little bit, but I think he's very talented. And some of what he said, depending on semantics, isn't necessarily wrong, but certainly I think USA Basketball proved themselves and both of them are world champions. So I guess that's how I would probably leave it at this point. So
right. Now I will say this though. I don't want him to stop talking when he's on it. I love that. I like you said, because it's me against everyone else on the track. That's the wide receiver, like you said, a wide receiver mentality, like Bichon but no, I love that. I do love that about him. I love that about him. So, but yeah, it's just like, come on, Noah. But either or, I want to get what first. Talk about your boy Jaden, man. Like, what you think?
I mean, I feel like people are already anointing him after watching him play one series. I mean, granted, yes, it was great watching him throw like a 40-yard dot and then ease into the end zone on a like QB read. So it's certainly promising, but I've been humbled by the Washington organization for the last 30 years. So I'm not getting. I want to get my hopes up, but it's like one of those things. I'm not going to jinx it. I'm just going to take things in stride and hope for the best. And yes, like what I've seen in the one series that he's played so far.
Right. Yeah. Well, let's get into the injury report. Man, it was kind of hard to witness. It was a shock. The fact that JJ McCarthy, like, how did he go from, well, he might be missing, he might miss a couple of games if he does, to 4 weeks to 4 months now. Like, they're saying he's missing the whole season. Like, how did it go to that? How did it get to that?
Yeah. I mean, I think it seems a little aggressive, the timeline, honestly. I mean, the short version, and this happens, like sometimes you go in and it's a kind of the meniscus tear that you just need to kind of, there's like a little flap, almost like a little hangnail that you just need to trim off. So you just kind of clean it up and that's it. So that's like a 4 to 6 week recovery in your back. And we see that all the time in all sports, including football. Djokovic in tennis, who had it done and was back at Wimbledon and then just won the Olympics. So, but then sometimes you get in there and it's worse than you think, and the tissue's actually like detached, and it's kind of hard to see on the MRI until you're really inside the knee and are like using a little probe to kind of, see what the tissue's doing. So in those cases, it's like, well, you can't take it out, because if you take it out, it's such like a big piece, they lose all that cushion in their knee, and they're bound to get like really bad arthritis at a younger age. So you kind of have to repair it or put sutures in to save it, which is a much slower recovery. It's usually not, I would say, depending on the length of a season ender. I mean, I would say it usually takes about 6 weeks for the repair to heal, and then probably another 6 weeks to kind of get back to like kind of reasonable range of motion and function where you can start running and jumping. So like when I do a meniscus repair on an athlete, I usually tell them by 3 months, you're kind of ready to start back into like sport specific activity. Mm-hmm. So if you kind of use that timeline and they truly did some kind of repair, you give them 3 months, that puts you into the middle of November. Even if he takes like another month to condition and really be ready, to me, I feel like you could be ready in 4 months, and that puts you in mid-December where there's still NFL season left. So I guess I don't know if it's unless it's either a precautionary thing where it's like, well, he's a rookie, there's no point.
Yeah, what's the point? I guess that makes sense, right?
Yeah, rushing him back at that point late in the season and risking some kind of setback, and just let him kind of learn and still probably be doing stuff on the sideline at that point. Or maybe there was something else going on that they're not telling us in addition to the meniscus, which I don't necessarily think is the case. I think it's probably the first thing I said, but I think that's where things snowballed, that they were hoping to just be a cleanup. It ended up being a repair, and that is probably more of a 3 to 4 month timeline. But I think technically, if things went well with his rehab, there's a chance he could be back by the end of the season, but maybe they're just trying to shut that down now, so there's no like rush or expectation.
That makes sense when especially after you break it down, because he's not. Why would you rush a rookie quarterback to come back and play? Like you said, he could damage it again. I guess I asked because you see some people. I think I asked you about that as far as, and I joked about Derrick Rose because I forgot who it was. Was it Djokovic? Who was it? Not what's his name? Who the guy that just won Olympic?
Yeah. Djokovic. Yeah.
Right. What? But I don't know. I forgot who was it. Tore their meniscus, and remember they were like coming back in like 4 weeks, and I was like, how are they being able to come back and only?
Yeah.
So it's different.
It's different. Like if you just go in and do a little cleanup, like I said, you can be back in 4 to 6 weeks. But then again, technically that's what like Mike Trout had, was just supposed to be a little cleanup and he was going to be back. And obviously we saw what happened there. So things can happen, but in this case, I think it ended up being the worst case scenario where they got in there and it's like, oh, this is a lot bigger than just cleaning up. We gotta anchor this and put some stitches in and sew it back together and save it. And that means a much longer healing process. So yeah, short term, not so great, but long term, it's what's in the best interest of his knee and the health of it, so that he hopefully doesn't get like early arthritis. So
okay, that makes sense. Now, Matthew Stafford had to leave practice early due to a hamstring tightness. Should this be a big concern for the Rams? Now, I know how you feel about it's not the regular season, but I know how you feel about when it comes to tissue.
Yeah, I don't worry as much in someone like Stafford as a quarterback who's not like a running quarterback. If it was Lamar or somebody like that, or or Kyler Murray or someone that was a lot more mobile, I'd maybe worry a little about possibly re-aggravating and having an ongoing thing. But I think for Stafford, I mean, if it's truly tightness, it's not like they said he had a pop or a sudden injury. I think they're just being more precautionary that, hey, this guy's a vet. He knows the playbook. Let's just kind of not take any risk and have this become something bigger. So as of now, I'm not concerned, but something to keep an eye on, certainly.
Okay, that's good. And Hollywood Brown suffered that shoulder injury on Saturday, which scared Kansas City and probably all NFL fans. And then they were talking about being like a car wreck injury. But now that the surgeon was able to put the bone back in place, and they're saying that he could come back earlier than possible. How long do you expect him to be out? And can you explain that injury as well?
Yeah.
What happened with him?
So yeah, I mean, well, unfortunately, Hollywood's had a fair amount of injuries. He's not the biggest guy, obviously. Speed kills, but you gotta stay healthy to be on the field. Which honestly, I feel like when you see guys like this and all the injuries that some of these smaller, faster guys, I'm impressed. Guys like honestly Tyreek Hill and others, like
right.
Man, like fact that they're staying healthy, and people built similar, feel like guys like Hollywood, I feel like are always kind of battling injuries. I think it's a testament to some of these other guys, but this is a real injury and a rare one where, when people are saying the shoulder, but it's really more, it was like I'm trying to show like his sternoclavicular joint. So it's where the clavicle actually meets your sternum in the front part of your chest. It's really not your shoulder, like the AC joint or popping your shoulder out of place. He literally popped his clavicle where it meets at the chest and the sternum. And more than likely it went backwards based on how it hit, into the chest cavity, which there's a lot of major blood vessels and nerves in your trachea. And it's like, that's a serious thing. Like it can be a devastating injury if you don't get to it quickly, if it's, compressing on some of those vital structures back there. So it sounds like everything was done timely, and it's usually it's not an orthopedic doctor that's usually messing with that. It's usually like a thoracic surgeon that's going in the OR and trying to pop it in place. And sometimes they even have to cut it open. It sounds like they didn't actually have to cut them open. I think they were just able to kind of do it, what we call a closed reduction. So kind of best case scenario, given it could have been a lot worse. So now you're waiting for basically the ligaments around that sternal joint and the clavicle to scar in and heal. And that probably takes at least a month, and then probably a couple weeks to really kind of like get back to doing things. I mean, he'll probably be able to do some light stuff and some cardio in the next couple of weeks, but I would guess 4 to 6 weeks when you're talking about taking hits like to the chest and being tackled. So I would say maybe by late September, a few weeks into the season, I think you could see him by week 3, week 4, depending on how things are going, is my best guesstimate. But yeah, it's a pretty rare and significant injury.
Yeah, it is. It is. Hopefully he's doing well. And like you said, he's injured quite a lot. Don't really want to give him that name. Can't get right, but anyway, here's a question for you. Is there a way you can prevent an ACL, tearing your ACL or tearing your Achilles tendon at any time, like especially with NFL players before the season or basketball players, but with the NFL, what we see all the time, it seems like it happens in preseason, like it's almost inevitable. So is there a way that you can prevent that, or is it just something that just happens?
I mean, I think the only way you could prevent it is if you don't play football, you don't play basketball, you don't play soccer, you don't play tennis, you just either jog or ride a bike or swim. But no, I mean, there's been a lot of studies looking at preventative measures, and we do studies in like the biomechanics lab about looking at how people land and cut and kind of positions like pivoting that put your joints or your knee in this case or Achilles in a more awkward position. And you can identify risk factors based on people's movement patterns that do put them at a higher risk of putting more strain on the ligaments. So there is some like teaching being done if you kind of screen these athletes and say, well, hey, you're landing or cutting too rigid. You need to get a little more, flexion in your joint and use the muscles a little bit more around it to try to offload, putting more stress on your actual knee or your ankle and Achilles. So that there are some like things you can try to do preventative wise, but it's still, wrong place, wrong time. Sometimes if you catch it the wrong way or you get tackled and your knee or ankle twists, it can still happen. So.
Yeah, just like I said, it's unfortunate that we see it all the time. Like you don't see it in basketball like that, but it's just like you always see it in football.
Well, and I guess the other thing I would say too is as athletes get bigger, faster, stronger, muscles can get bigger, tendons and ligaments cannot really, they cannot get bigger. They're already set. So that's kind of the thing. The more muscular you get, the more stress you're putting on it, the more shock that the, ACL in your knee or the Achilles in the back of your ankle has to absorb. And there's not a way to strengthen the ligaments or the tendon. So, that's always kind of a concern too about the amount of force you're putting through them as you, again, get bigger, faster, stronger. So,
right. Well, all right, Doc, man, we definitely appreciate the advice and the information and the injury report. And hey, man, we'll see you next week. Because look, now we're really about to start getting into not just injury reports, but fantasy. So fantasy football is about to start racking up or coming up. So I can't wait. So, but I appreciate you, man. And you have a good night and see you next week.
All right, Mr. Controversy. See you next week.
All right. All right, y'all. So, you know what? Yeah, this is what we're going to do. So I told y'all I covered the Falcons, right? And, I want to give an update on what's going on with the Falcons. So just today, well, first of all, before I do that, let me play this clip. I'm about to play this clip of Kirk Cousins today. I had a chance to ask him a question about the team because they look good today. So, but I asked him about the offense and where does he feel they are, as far as are they where they should be or whatever. This is what Kirk had to say.
You've been in this position a few times where you learn a new offense, the new coach. Where do you say the team is right now as far as training camp at this point?
Yeah, I ask that question myself like 17 times a day. Where are we? What are we not doing? What do I got to go cover that hasn't been covered? Unfortunately, it's hard to know. It's hard to really know until you play. I've heard some head coaches say they don't really know the team they have until week 4 or 5, and I can see why they say that. But where we are right now, I like our group. I think that the Miami practices were a good test for us. We have to keep bringing intensity every day, and you got to believe that if you do that, your coaches will have you ready.
All right, so that was a Kirk Cousins, and I'm not gonna lie. I was about to say that was me typing. Y'all heard that in the background. That was me typing, but that wasn't me. I ain't gonna do that. But anyway, when I say at this point, first of all, when I say Kirk Cousins is a pro, this dude has been lighting it up all training camp. I mean, all training camp. He's been making everybody look good. And today, Drake London, it was a Drake London Kirk Cousins show today. When I tell you Kirk was I don't know what was in London today. London was beasting. I'm talking about he made one diamond catch. They threw like a drag route, I believe, but it was like maybe like a 20-yard play, like a 20-yard, route, it seemed like. But either or, Drake had to dive for the ball, but dove for the ball and caught it. It was a spectacular catch. Got up talking mess, whatever. Then he caught he lost who was it? Was it AJ Terrell? No, it wasn't AJ Terrell. It might have been Philip. But he lost him, went up, dove and fell down, but caught the touchdown back of the end zone. Then he had like a 40-some yard bomb down the sideline. Then he had another bomb. Kirk just like he didn't have it in front of him. He had to wait on a little bit. Drake did. It would have been a touchdown too. But they were 5 for 6 today, like connecting. But Kirk started out 8 for 11, and Mooney dropped two of the passes. That's why he was 8 for 11. But I mean, Breadbasket threw a bomb right there in his breadbasket. He missed it, and he threw another one across the middle, and Mooney dropped it. But Kirk has looked amazing. Like, it's amazing. And then I don't know. It maybe it's different in person than it is watching on TV, but that dude is the beast. But right now, the Falcons, like I said, the good thing about it, I guess this is what every training camp, you'll have the offensive line play well, then the offense play well, then next day the defense will play well, and you'll have both sides that, some like the linebackers or this player do well. So it's been like that. But for the most part, right now, the Falcons look good. They in practice. Of course, they ain't played against no one, but they look good. Like Penix, he shows promise. You see the mistakes, you see the youth, whatever, the inexperience. It looks like the game sometimes is too fast for. Well, I won't say too fast, but like he's catching up to the speed, like he's getting adjusted to the speed. I'll say that. So you'll see him behind just on certain plays. You see certain plays where he's on the money. So I think he's just getting adjusted to the speed of the games, especially with the defenders. But I mean, for the most part, like I said, as I spoke about 2 weeks ago, Coach Raheem, he's changed the culture of this team so much, where this is 13th day of training camp and there's no fights. That's kind of unheard of. Any skirmishes or whatever. Usually you have that, but none with this team. That's a big deal. The way they interact with each other, defensively, offensively, is just like a real close-knit group. They like to have fun. They'll talk mess still, but they know what the task is. And it's like Coach Raheem got them there where it's just we're not fighting each other. We're not mad at each other. We're one. That's what he teach. We're one. So if you mess up, hey, let's learn from it. We're gonna teach you why. We're gonna tell you why. If I'm an offensive guy, if I'm Kirk Cousins, I'm gonna tell the DB or the DN why you did this, or the DN is gonna say, hey, offensive lineman or Kyle, you need to do that. All of that. That's what they're doing. We just saw the big trade where they're getting Matthew Judon for a 3rd-round pick. That's going to be huge for Atlanta because they definitely need help with the D line, and to get him, to get somebody who can rush the passer or the quarterback, I should say, that's going to be huge, especially when you got Grady still in the middle and you got a couple of young guys and like Zach coming out, Zach Harrison, and you got a couple of guys for the Falcons right now that's trying to they look like they've gotten better. I don't know if they're still at the point where it's like, all right, these guys want to get 12 digit, double digit sacks or 12 sacks, 13 sacks, what have you. But still, they're getting better. They're playing better. They're learning. It's a new defensive scheme. They have a new defensive coach. But you add a Matthew Judon, that helps your defense tremendously. So, especially with a defense that needed help on the D line as far as getting sacks. So, like I said, with training camp, they've looked good. They look different. It's not going to be the same Falcons that you're accustomed to if you're an Atlanta Falcons fan. It's not the same culture. It kind of reminds me of the culture it was when Vic was here. You remember how they were having fun? They were all cool with each other. It's kind of like that. I don't want to say, the Dirty Birds, that was cool when they came with the Dirty Birds. It was cool, but more so with the Vic era because they're having fun. It's more fun. They're excited. It's something in the air. Kirk came and said today, like he was like, even though playing with the young guys, it's like those are my buddies. Like I know they're much younger than me, but those are my pals. Those are my friends. We get along, whether it's defensive, offensive. So that's always good to have on a team, especially when you're going through, with different personnel and different staff, especially coaching staff. And so like I said, just gonna look out, man. I'll give my pick if they're gonna win the division or what they're gonna do and all of that when we get there in a couple of weeks. But just says it's a totally different team. That's all I gotta say. And I'll tell you what a totally different team is. Philadelphia Phillies. I'm switching to baseball. I don't know what's going on with the Phillies. They've lost 4 in a row. And the Braves have won 2 in a row. And the funny thing is the Braves they've only won 3 out of their last 10 games. So if they were able to win more and if they were playing better, instead of being behind Phillies, 6 games, which is crazy that they're only 6 games behind with everything the Braves have endured, including losing. They're only 6 games back, and they've won 2 in a row. So, man, can the Braves come back? Can they do it? Is this possible? Is it? I don't know. I don't know. What up, my guy, man? What up, sir, Mr. Patrick? I see you, sir. What's going on? But I don't know if my guy, I should say Hancock, my guy, but either or, my guy Hancock. But I don't know if they can or if they will, but the fact that they're in range, and we've seen it happen a lot of times, can't see Philly crumbling like the New York Mets usually do. And the Mets are only 8 games back. I mean, they're only 2 games behind the Braves. So, and they've lost 4 in a row. I don't know what's going on. Then Houston, it was just going all over the MLB. Houston Astros, they're doing like they normally do. They always come back towards the end. They've won 7 in a row. They've taken over the lead in the West. Let's see what they do. I believe they're going to win the West. I predicted they win the AL West. But my question is, or what I've questioned and wonder, who is the best MLB team right now? Yankees, now they're ahead in the AL East. Still got the Baltimore Orioles. But it might be the while y'all playing it might be the Cleveland Guardians. It might be the Cleveland Guardians. And the funny thing is, they won their last 4 out of 6, but that's because they won 4 in a row. It just seems like everybody in the MLB right now is going through either a losing streak, if you're going through it now, or you've been through it within the last week or so. I don't know what it is with the losing streak, the losing bug, I call it. Milwaukee's lost 3 in a row. The Cardinals lost 3 in a row. We talked about Philly, talked about the Mets. Texas Rangers, not Texas Rangers. They suck anyway. The Orioles lost 2 in a row. So it's like everybody's going through this, this little phase where they're losing or they lost, a few, you know what I'm saying? So we'll see what happens. But right now, Cleveland, I'm just shocked. I didn't know they were going to be this good. I was surprised. I'm surprised at Minnesota. I didn't expect them to be good. I didn't expect Kansas City to be good. But AL Central looked like, it's almost the best. I'll still give it to the AL East, but it's almost the best division of baseball. The funny thing is, we used to always be like, we talk about the AL Central, we'd be like, but they're doing good. And I'm going to do a quick rundown, just real quick. Like I said, right now, Yankees are half a game above the Baltimore Orioles, and Red Sox are 6.5 games behind them. AL Central, Guardians have a 4-game lead over the Minnesota Twins, but the Twins are 67-53 as well. And Kansas City is right behind them. They're a game and a half behind the Twins. The AL West, Houston is taking over, and they're a game and a half up over the Mariners. I just hope the Mariners don't crumble. I don't know. They've still been playing well, though. I just hope they don't. In the NL East, we mentioned Philly is 6 games above the Braves, and the Mets are 8 games behind the Phillies. But again, Phillies lost 4 in a row. Braves won 2 in a row. Mets have lost 4 in a row. So let's see what happens. Braves, we've seen them do it before so many times. So maybe they can. In the NL Central, Milwaukee, they have a 7.5 game lead comfortably over the Cardinals. And in the NL West, the Dodgers have a 3.5 game lead over the Diamondbacks. Which shout out to Maceo. I think Maceo said that they would do that. They said that Arizona would come back. So shout out to Maceo for that. In the wild card looks like this. Right now, Baltimore and the AL, they're up, and they have so as well as Baltimore, Minnesota, and Kansas City right now. And then Boston are a game and a half back from Kansas City, the 3rd spot, and Mariners are 2.5 games back. In the National League, the Mets are 2 games behind the Braves for the last spot. And then San Francisco and the Cardinals are 3.5. Then the Reds, hey, my Cubs are 5 games back. Can we do it? I doubt it, but they've lost the last 2. They were winning for a while. They had won their last 8 out of 10, but they've lost their last 2. So But that concludes baseball, man. And hey, y'all, I appreciate y'all for watching the show and listening in. And if you're listening as a podcast later, I appreciate it. It's been good. It's been fun. Like I said, football's back, y'all. I'm excited about football being back. A lot of stuff going on. And hey, you hear this music, you already know what it means. It means that it's time to let you go. Before we let you go, we have a couple of showers and stuff. You might be one of them. First of all, I'm going to give a shout out. Almighty God. Do what I do. Say what I say. Mad. Want to give me the stop it button. God, I definitely appreciate you. Also, I want to give a shout out to Dr. Fowler for coming on. Appreciate you, Doc. Like always, man. You know you fam. Appreciate you. What you do on and off the show. Also, I want to give a special shout out to Suey. Janine. Special shout out to you. Got to do that. Also, want to shout out everyone who listens to the show, who watched the show live, everybody watching the show, period, whether it's live or not. But definitely Navarro, man. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you coming on. Vincent, the Fantasy Guru. Gonna have him next week. Talk fantasy football. Also, Juan. What up, Juan? Appreciate you coming on, man. I want to shout out to my lovely family, my lovely children, my nieces, nephews, cousins, uncles, aunties, brothers and sisters, grandparents, play cousins. Hey, love family. Let family know that you love them. Love them while they can still feel it. Love them while they're still alive. Make sure you eat eat good, first of all. Eat good, but eat healthy. We're going to eat healthy. But I was thinking about getting some wings after this, but I'm going to go get a salad or make a salad or something. I'm going to eat good, healthy. Also, drink responsibly this weekend and this week. Not a lot of sports on right now, but you got football on next week. You got, tomorrow, I should say. Still got baseball going on. WNBA is about to heat up this week and probably start playing again. But hey, man, until then, until next week, same time, same show, same crazy host, same sports nonsense. When you missed me, I'm out. Peace.